Welcome, all you lovely people, to your weekly energy update, and we're looking at the week of June 5th through June 12th. These are timeless, of course, so no matter when you're coming across these, they will have messages for you. I would trust your intuition if it brought you here. There are definitely messages for you. Now, we are just entering the Saturn Retrograde, which started on June 4th, and Saturn is going to be in Aquarius for this entire period starting June 4th going through October 23rd. Now, Saturn was the original traditional ruler over Aquarius before Uranus was discovered, so they do have this kind of old bond between them, so there's some extra juiciness and flavor that will be with Saturn coming through this period. You can kind of look at Saturn as like this strict grandfather who teaches us their wisdom, and when we do the work for them and do the work that they present to us, then they also reward us with, inheritance, right? So they are this taskmaster in a way, and so we just will look into where are they wanting us to do some work. And because this period of time from June 4th all the way through October 23rd, it will be in Aquarius in retrograde, it will be in our 11th house of Aquarius energy. So the classroom that we're going to be in, revisiting our beliefs, because that's what Saturn does. It has us challenge how we think about a particular area of our life. So the 11th house is about like our beliefs, our interactions with society, groups of friends or colleagues or whatever groups we're a part of. And it can be like our view of the entire world as well. So during this retrograde, Saturn is always having us do the work, but during the retrograde is kind of like our time to review our notes we've been taking as we're going through a classroom. We reflect on what we've learned and really what changes we want to introduce into our lives when Saturn goes direct on October 23rd. So, Saturn goes into retrograde every single year for about a third of the year. So this isn't something new and surprising for us. It's just something that will unfold for us. So for this reading, what we're going to be looking at is what would be in our highest experience to review during this Saturn retrograde. And I'm going to have a reading for each individual zodiac sign. I'm going to jump into yours right now. All right, Capricorns, this is your weekly energy update, and we're going to start off with these archetype cards. And all the cards that I use in a reading I do list in the description box below. And these archetype cards actually just show the side of our personality, the area of our life that the Creator would like us to take a look at during this Saturn retrograde. So let's give it one more shuffle here. All right, so for our Capricorns, what would you like them to know for the Saturn eclipse? And of course, your sign is ruled by Saturn, so this is nothing that scares you. Your life is all about this lessons and learning and growing and enjoying the reward from doing the work. You really focus in on doing the work and improving yourself inside and out. I'm also going to pull a card here from the Power of Surrender. See what other area of your life they would like us to take a look at. So for our Capricorns, okay, actually, of course you get two because you like doing the work. Makes sense. We'll put those here. And then we'll also pull from the Moon and Sun, or Sun and Moon Tarot. Just see what other details for our Capricorns, please. Okay, we also want that one there. So we'll have these. What else? Okay, they don't want that one. that one. Okay, anything else? Okay, yes. Oh, yes, okay. All right, that is it here. So these two go in the middle. These are over here, and these are over here. So we'll start with the archetype card here. And you've got the Knight. Of course, always, that's so Capricorn too, isn't it? Always on a quest for more information. The lighter side of this energy is loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor. The shadow side is about allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusions. So this makes sense for the little quest that you're on during this Mercury retrograde. Saturn retrograde. We just are coming out of that Mercury retrograde, yay! And then right into the Saturn retrograde. But so the allegiance to a destructive principle is what they're really having me focus on. Let's see what else we have here with the surrender cards. Yep, you have surrender fear. That one says, let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. Yes. So the fear, it's like this, ruler, this principle, this, like it talked about, the destructive one. We're afraid to let it down because we're afraid of the punishment, right? It's like serving a dictator of some kind. Yeah, and surrender to your need to always be right. Uh-oh. That one says, give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. And that does fit in with this message here. So this cohesive message is that you are on this quest during this Saturn retrograde to question this unruly and tyrannical belief that you have and that you've been fighting for. It's almost like you were the Black Knight for this thought and this belief, and you were so rigid because of the fear that you were battling all the time, trying to make people also submit to the will of that principle, the will of that thought and that belief. But you're ready during this period to really question that and to free both yourself and become the white knight instead, a white knight of light, and have this, like it says, the love of honor. But I feel like it's a honorable love that you're giving instead. And we'll dive into this a little more deeply here. And we'll start with this one since it had made itself known. And you have the King of Pentacles. So, the King of Pentacles is about your outside world. All the other suits of the tarot are about our inner, beliefs, our mind, our emotions, and our drive and energy. This is only one about the outside world. Well, the King of Pentacles, this is about success. This is about this feeling of wholeness and completeness. And so this is where I feel like this fear is that you wouldn't be successful, that you would fail, and that you would be, your outside world would just crumble. But the King of Pentacles is here to reassure you that you do have this wonderful, what is he? Oh, he's writing. Oh, yeah. So it's funny. The king in this particular one is riding a horse. He kind of looks like a knight, doesn't he? He has a shield and he's riding a black horse. So very fitting for what we were talking about. But one of the big pieces of wisdom that the King of Pentacles brings in is like his Four of Pentacles experience, which is when he realized, when he was looking outside of himself to define himself, that he was feeling unstable because he was told that relationships are what define him, that situations and circumstances like education and job and any kind of situation we get into define your worth, or your body, or your possessions, or your bank account. And all those things we realize are unstable because people change or pass away. Situations never stay the same. And of course, things in our bodies break down, deteriorate, and are stolen. So all those things that he realized he was told to look outside of himself to make himself feel whole and complete, but instead he felt very unstable because all those things were temporary and unstable. So they didn't, if they made him feel whole and complete at all, didn't last for very long. So disappointment kept turning him inward to where he found something that was stable, something that was eternal, that made him feel stable. And that would be this Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups, cups are your emotions, and the Three of Cups is about pure joy, not happiness and fulfilling, things, these expectations that we think are supposed to be happen in order for us to be happy. But this is about a pure joy that comes from within. Because the Three of Cups is celebration, it's joy, but it's a message from me, from my spiritual posse, because these represent all those beings of unconditional love and light that are on the other side of the veil, from back home. They're always around us, but, it's Creator and Spirit and our guardian angel and our angels and our spirit guides, our loved ones who've already returned to the other side, our ancestors, and just a whole slew of beings of unconditional love and light. And that's where this king finds his wholeness and his completeness and that stability in unconditional love. Because all those beings, we at our core are made of unconditional love. So when we turn inward and connect to that spiritual realm, we become aware of the unconditional love that we are and that lives within us. It's stable. It's eternal, not temporary and unstable like the outside world. And unconditional means no conditions, right? It only takes one condition to make something conditional. So unconditional love, we don't have a fear of losing it because we can't. There's no reason to lose it. And we don't have anything that we need to do to gain more of it because we have 100% of it already. So there's this solid foundation that comes in here. And we move from like worshiping this or, serving this night, serving a tyrant of fear and of conditions and restrictions. And we realize we actually are all knights of a mighty round table of, this beings of unconditional love and light instead. So we move from riding a dark horse to a white horse. Yeah, because here's the Four of Swords. So as I was talking about those three areas of our life, three of those swords are all those expectations, relationships, situations, or things. Normally you'd see those three swords on the wall, and then the person laying down and resting on the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords basically connects us, and it does two things. The Ace of Swords is this tool by which we can connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm of unconditional love. And it also allows us to slice away those thoughts and those beliefs of the outside world, those rooted in fear, and allows us to cut away those that no longer serve us. They allowed us to experience what we wanted to experience, but we're done and we're ready to move on. Because the Four of Swords, think of a four as a very solid foundation. It's like a table with huge legs. It's a very strong table. Well, four is our stability. And so this brings in your peace of mind, brings in a stable mind with this awareness that comes in. Because an unstable mind is one that is triggered by fear. But a stable mind is one that is comforted by unconditional love because it feels safe and it doesn't feel the need to control anything on the outside world because none of that does anything for us. When we, this fear, when we think that all those things define us, we try to control everything frantically to try to make sure everything fits according to the rules of the tyrant. But we realize that all those rules are self-empowering for everyone, this human fearful side trying to feel in control, trying to feel safe, but we're looking for that safety in a wrong place, that in a place that won't give that to us because it's not designed to, that's the outside world. Unstable, we're looking for stability out there, ain't gonna find it because we find that in here, right? So then we'll flip over to this side, maybe. There we go. Yeah. So you have the Ace of Pentacles on this side. So the Ace of Pentacles is about new opportunities, new beliefs about your worth coming in, which is totally what we've been talking about. So that is perfect. You have the Four of Wands, so another four. Wands are your drive, your ambition, your passions, your energy. So all that energy that we were investing in fear in the outside world, that unstable energy, the Four of Wands is all about finding the stability, like we did with the Four of Swords, in there. So you've got this beautiful, solid, stable energy that's coming in with your peace of mind that you don't feel like all over the place like you did before. And it kind of reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune a little bit too. And it's kind of like this stability comes in knowing that everything unfolds on purpose, for a purpose in your life. Like we talked about, all those thoughts and beliefs you had in the past happened for a reason. And we do come down here to experience both being a black knight and a white knight. Because if you were just a white knight, which we are on the other side, we're just unconditional love and light, right, on the other side. And if that's all we ever knew, we wouldn't even know ourselves, because we'd all blend in with all the other white brightness that's there, right? All that unconditional love all around. We wouldn't even know what unconditional love is until we come down here and experience fear and conditional love, conditional things, all those fear-based emotions. And experiencing who we're not, we more fully understand who we are, right? So I love that. And then, yeah. And speaking of which, here's the shadow. So this is what we come here to experience. The Devil card, which I call our shadow, our shadow attributes here, the Dark Knight, that represents a piece of ourselves that is like our tour guide to take us through this amusement park of fear. I would say think of it like someone who is like a tour guide at Disney World or Universal Studios, right? So they know what's going on behind the scenes. They know what's going on underneath the surface. So they're able to bring to us information that allows us to have a even more unique experience and enhances our experience. I always think of, too, though, the Devil like Dr. Evil in the Austin Powers series, because Dr. Evil, he was the villain. Austin Powers was the international man of mystery spy. He'd always get caught by Dr. Evil trying to foil his plan, and Dr. Evil would just spill his guts on what his plan is because he is so overconfident. He doesn't think Austin Powers is going to escape and stop him, but he always escapes and stops him. And the Dr. Evil, the Devil, he shares the restrictions. He shares these things with us so that we understand what's making us feel bound, making us feel trapped, making us feel blinded. And when he spills his guts, then he winks and nudges us and goes, now what are you going to do with that information? Because he's bringing it to our face for us. He's not trying to do it to us. And I love a lot of times they'll show the Devil card here and they'll have like chains around people's necks that are very loose. They can like take it off and walk away. Or they'll have like a cage with no door, and our thoughts and our beliefs, are what are making us feel trapped. And sometimes they'll even have the Devil's hand with the chain just sitting across it. He doesn't have a tight grip on it. It's just sitting across there. And the message of this is that this is happening for you. I'm telling you, I'm showing you the experience, and now you can do something with it. So that's what this Saturn Retrograde is all about. Because the Devil card also represents the Capricorn. So that's all about Saturn and about the lessons that it's bringing us for us, though. And though we might feel trapped and confined and, we're able to escape and foil the plan, change the plan, and transform. So let's see what else we got here. So you have the Six of Pentacles. So this is this movement in between giving and receiving. I kind of call it the codependency awareness card. I'll come back to that too. Yeah, because here's the Eight of Cups. So 8 of Cups, emotions. This is about you ready to move to the next level in your emotions. You're leaving behind that which no longer serves you and heading off on your new path there, which with the 6 of Pentacles here, that codependency, that they wanted me to do that first so that we can show that we realize that as we're reviewing these codependent attitudes that we have, that you do have this success, that you successfully walk away from it and you move into this new place. Because the 6 of Pentacles, when it talks about this balance between giving and receiving, you can overgive or you can overtake. And the balance of giving and receiving is an important one, because when one of those other things happens, it's all out of balance. And it's a beautiful balancing of energies in your life. Well, the 6 of Pentacles, when I talk about the story that they gave me with codependency, is when you go into a relationship, usually you can start off as like 2 adults, and you're both kind of giving in the beginning in your own ways, because you're like, I want to impress and I want to put my best foot forward, and here we go. And if you're an enabler in a codependent relationships, which means you're the giver, you will only allow this person to give to you for so long before it changes from adult to parent-child, where you want to be the one to give, because out of fear, you feel if you can't give, then you will not be needed. You'll be rejected, because if you can't give someone, why in God's green earth would they want to be around you? That's what we're taught, right? One of our thoughts and beliefs. So we're taught just to give and give and give and give and give, and little baby bird, because we become mama, daddy bird to feed, to give. And they're like, well, I'm going to give back. No, you cannot give to me. I give to you. Otherwise it freaks me out. So you just receive. So we teach baby bird to just receive from us. And then we give and we give and we give until we're exhausted and empty. And then we continue to give more until we're resentful, right? And that's where that happens. But we have put ourselves in this position because we thought that's the way it's supposed to be. That's one of the things we're taught in that, outside world, the fear that I have to give or I won't be worthy. I'm not worthy of receiving, right? And then baby bird says, well, I want to give, and if you won't allow me to give to you, then I'm going to give somewhere else. And so it invests its giving into its job and becomes a workaholic, or into working out and doing physical activity or hobbies or spending time with friends or other people, right? If it's a romantic relationship you're in, then maybe they are not feeling good about themselves, because why could they? We're not allowing them to give to us. So, or whatever they're giving to us, we're rejecting. And so they're going to go give it somewhere else. And so that's what this codependent relationship happens. But it's coming up for you because your shadow is showing you that you do that because of how you don't feel like you're worthy to serve a higher master, right? So I feel like a lot of this transformation that you're going through, this new way of looking at things, because it talked about here in the beginning about this allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle. That is allegiance to this destructive principle of your worth. But you're going through this, this Ace of Pentacles is this message too, that you're finding a higher worth for yourself through this experience, as well as you confront those fears and you connect to that unconditional love that's inside you. So you stop looking, this 6 of Pentacles is about you stop looking for your value and what you can give to others and how they receive your gifts or not. And you, instead of being this barrel where everyone plugs in and drains you dry, you don't allow anyone to plug in, and you fill up and then you overflow. So you fill up with this unconditional love, and then it overflows out to everyone else. Everyone else gets the overflow, not your life, essence. They get the overflow of the unconditional love that comes out. And we might fear that, oh my gosh, well, they won't enjoy that. And it's like, yeah, in the beginning, people might be like, you're not giving us what you gave us before, which was bitter, resentful, old water, stagnant water, right? And it's like, Instead, they get the sweet nectar of this unconditional love. And when they get a taste of that, they will be so much more appreciative of that. Even a drop of that equals gallons and gallons and gallons of the other bitter water that you gave them before. So it's a beautiful transformation that comes from this. So again, this is for the Saturn retrograde. So it started on June 4th. It will go through October 23rd. So this is the start of this journey of this reflection for you. And so during this period, if you do the work and look into this, it'll be definitely worth the reward that Saturn's going to give to you, which again, Saturn is your ruler. You are, very good friends with it. You've been doing it and been this energy of looking and reflecting all of your life. So this is a beautiful time for you to reflect on this next piece of your puzzle that you're putting together. And I hope this helped out. If you are looking for even more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out other videos like the monthly videos by each zodiac sign for monthly updates and a variety of others. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up, click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, and it also helps my channel grow, because when you like a video, you share a video, comment on a video, and especially subscribe to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so excited and wants to share these videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I'm definitely grateful for that. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in my description box below. All right, beautiful Capricorns, as you go through this amazing week and this amazing Saturn return, or retrograde, not return, just know that as you're going through it, that every second of every day of your life, that you truly are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. You have an amazing week, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, though. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.